Okay, happy day and welcome everyone. So what we're going to be talking about today is how to quickly graph and create a line of best fits, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to first go to your lab. And so for example here, let's say that we had some data inside of this table. Now your entire data table should be filled in. So we've got masses and then these averages. Now that where you get the averages from would be from these boxes up here. Now it's really important, whatever you use is your choice. So maybe your group used 3.5 grams. Please make sure you do not write a G. A G is actually going to create a problem when you go to graph. It's not going to recognize the letters, so get rid of it, okay? And then over here is where you're going to put your number. So if you have seconds, get rid of an S or an SEC if you had seconds in there. And then once you have that, you're going to highlight this entire box right here. And then you're going to Control C to copy it. And we're going to come over and we're going to click on a new spreadsheet. And in the spreadsheet, once I hit the copy paste, now I can Control V and I can paste whatever my data is into here. Let's paste, it's asking me to paste the whole thing. I'm just going to paste that in there. So let's say that this is my data. I made up this data. This is not your data, okay? Once it's highlighted, I can come over to my three dots if you don't see it, and I'm going to find the Insert Chart button. And so once I have the Insert Chart, I'm going to click on that, and it's beautiful. It actually gives me a really nice graph right here. And it has headings. Why? Because that was the top headings from my actual table. So it already gave me this. If yours doesn't do a scatter chart, and let's say it does a bar graph, you don't want that. You actually want a scatter chart. So I'm going to click over here and I'm going to find down here where it says scatter. So I want the scatter chart. So now it looks good. The only other thing that I need is a line of best fit. So everybody say it with me. Say customize. Customize. After customize, I want you to say series. Series. So far we said customize series. Say it again. Customize series. After series, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a box that you can check off. The one that we want to check off is called trend line. So everybody say, first we're going to say customize, series, trend line. Say it. Customize, series, trend line. There's one more thing that you need to switch. If you scroll down, there's a label. And right now, I do not see my line of best fit equation, and I want the equation. So what I'm going to do is under the label, I'm going to say use equation. Everybody say it. Use equation. So let me repeat what I just said. We said customize, series, trend line, use equation. That's a lot to remember, okay? So again, it's going to be customize. Say it with me if you can. Customize, series, trend line, use equation. So you're going to change none from none. It says none under the label. You're going to change that to use equation. That's a part that's not as obvious. You're going to help each other with that. Okay. Now, this is the equation. This is beautiful. And if you go back to your lab, which we're going to copy and paste this in. So I'm going to hit under the three dots. I'm going to hit to copy chart. And once I copy my chart, now I can go back over here to my doc. And if you scroll down, it says copy and paste your graph here. And so that's where you can copy and paste your graph. You can do a link to your graph, but this is the equation for best fit. So once I paste my graph in, it doesn't matter if it's linked or not. I'm just going to click paste. And once I do that, do you see this right here, this equation? This is in y equals mx plus b form. It doesn't look like it. Why? Because it's missing the y equals. So here's my y equals right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that equation, which is negative 28.2 x plus 55.4. That's what goes there. This is just simply your link to your graph, so you can copy and paste that in. I'm going to show you what to do with the graph in just a little bit here. And then you're going to answer these conclusion questions. Number 5 does require the use of this equation right here. So what I'm going to tell you is when you go to use this equation, so I'm going to take this equation, and I already wrote it right here on the screen. So what it's going to ask you to do is it's going to say, let's say that y is a certain number. And I'm going to make this up right now, okay? So let's say that y is My y-axis, by the way, if you look at your graph, time is on the y-axis and concentration is on the x-axis. So let's say I told you that I changed my time to 25 seconds. So if that's what I'm changing it to, and I want to see what my x would end up being if that's the case, okay? So what I'll do is I'll say it's equal to negative 22.8 x, and that's what I'm looking for, plus 55.4. Remember, the beauty of algebra is what you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So if I want x alone here, then what I need to do first is get rid of the 55.4. If it's being added, what do I do to get rid of it?
Take it away.
Subtract it. Good. And what I do to this side, I have to do to the other side. Now you're going to be like, this is a little bit strange because it's a negative number. But that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 25 minus 55.4. I'll show you why it's okay. And I get negative 30.4 equals, this is gone, so it's negative 22.8x. I still want x alone. Oops. So I still want x alone. If it's being multiplied, how do I get rid of the negative 22.8? Now I divide. Perfect. So if I divide on this side, I have to divide on the other side. And now I can solve for what x equals because that cancels out. So negative 30.4 divided by negative 22.8 tells me that my answer is 1.33. What is that? Well, that's the concentration in grams. If I wanted it to set off at 25 seconds, that's how much I should be adding, if that was my data. And I made up the data, okay? And so that's how you would solve algebraically. Your number is not going to be 25 seconds, okay? I hope this was helpful to you all, and happy day.